the 5-day training series. I am going to be going over 5 different training segments, which are going to be 5 different episodes. So today I'm going to be starting out with the whiteboard and going through all of the different training tools that the whiteboard has to offer that can be then used in your classroom environment. So you can find the whiteboard application if you either have it housed on your home screen, or if you pull up from the bottom of your panel and scroll all the way to the bottom until you see whiteboard. So you can open that, and this is what your whiteboard is going to look like. So within here, at the very bottom, you have all of your different tools in your menu bar. So your menu is shown on this side of the panel on the right. However, if you go to the left and tap on that, that menu bar will go back and forth from right to left, depending on what side of the panel you are standing on. So if I click menu, I have all of my different options in here, such as opening different files. So pulling in from your Google Drive, your OneDrive, or your Dropbox account, or your internal drive as well, such as PDFs, different types of pictures, audio, visual, that will all be here, and you can pull that into your whiteboard. If I go back to that menu bar, I have the option of saving. So I can save a few different ways, such as JPG, JPEG, any PDF files, as well as renaming. We don't always want to name it the whiteboard because that would be a lot of files. So for example, I can name this lesson plan and then save that. I can also change the path of where this goes. Again, to my internal drive, such as my OneDrive, Google Drive, or Dropbox account. Going back into that menu bar, we also have the option of sharing this content. So just tapping that QR code, and by scanning it on your device, you then have all of this information saved to your device. So this is perfect for students and other teachers to just quickly have that whole whiteboard, notes, lesson plans on your desktop, iPhone, anywhere you go. And then we're going to go into background. So these are all of the backgrounds that do come with the panel. So as you scroll, there are more educational ones. So we have the world map here, some music note paper, as well as grid paper. Or if you want to go to solid color, you can change that. As well as going into the other and adding a specific image to the background of your wallpaper. If you wanted a specific background, such as a lion, if you're talking about lions that day. So you can pull in some fun ones like that. Going back into the menu, we can also email this out. So if a team of teachers are teaming up on a lesson or a unit plan, you can email all of your teacher friends and email it directly from the whiteboard. So this is super easy. This is going to send as a PDF, and they're all going to be verified and know what you're sending as well. And then we also have collaborative mode. So this is a fun one to get other TouchViews involved and classrooms. So if I were to create a server on my panel, and a few others wanted to join in, they can join in on that same IP address and connect those devices. And what I am writing up here will also appear on their boards as well. So it's a fun way to get students up at the board and other teachers. I'm going to get into the pen tool and all of the additional tools held at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to click on the pen, And I do have the options of changing the tip of the pen if I wanted a marker, a highlighter, a paintbrush, as well as a stylus. So I do have those options and to change them all the way to the left, as well as the thickness of the pen too. So I can change those. I want that to show up there. Another nice feature embedded into the pen is shape recognition. So if I toggle on that, I can draw a shape and it's going to perfect that. That is perfect for math teachers, science teachers, anyone in the classroom that isn't the best at drawing, such as myself, but that is going to perfect those shapes. Going back into the pen and making sure you toggle that off. And then you can toggle on handwriting recognition to the right of that. So when that's on, you can either use your pen tool or your finger. And that's going to generate text. The nice part about this is when it is on single point of touch, I can use 2 points of touch to enlarge it or minimize it by pinching in or pinching out. And then if I go to my select tool, which is 2 over from the pen, I can just trace through that. And that's going to provide me more tool options, such as looking up what a class might be, or tracing through it again. And now it's going to give me an option of translating this text. So we can do Spanish, and that's going to translate immediately. So this is perfect for students, staff, students' parents, or grown-ups, if English isn't their first language, even for our multilingual students as well, for translations. So going back into that pen tool and just toggling off that handwriting recognition, I'm going to clear my screen or erase it. We also have the text box feature, which is right next to the select tool. And I'm just going to press on that and then the center of my screen. And this is going to bring up the text box. So I can write in here. If any of you have a wireless keyboard connected to the TouchView, that will also connect with it as well. And going into our shape tool, so the panel can recognize 2-dimensional shapes as well as 3-dimensional. So there's our 2D shape, our 3D. Within the shape feature, I can change the color of those. As well as the width. Figuring that out again. When I activate it to multi-points of touch, so just by clicking single point of touch again, this is now going to activate multi-points. So now the panel can recognize up to 40 points of touch. So many students can come up to the board and interact with it. And then going into our tool bag. So our tool bag has so many educational features within here, such as creating form maps. You can customize those. Mind maps. As well as sticky notes. and you can change the background color of these. And a puzzle bag with more mathematical components in here, such as a ruler, protractors, compasses, squares 60 and 45. And then we do have direct access to web browser, web picture, and web video. So for web browser, this is going to bring you up to Google. So I can go in, look up a graphing calculator, and access Desmos. So I can manipulate this while also writing some notes on the whiteboard. Going back into that tool bag, I'm now going to press Web Picture. So this is going to bring up any stock images you want stickered on the back of your whiteboard. So I'll click Sunset. So I'm going to hold down with one point of touch, drag and drop. And now this is stickered on the back. The nice part about this is I can annotate and draw right over it. And then web video, this is going to bring me up to YouTube. So I can display a short video clip, maybe Danny Go, have a brain break, while also writing my teacher notes on the side. And Spotlight will pull in here. So this is going to hover over any content you want displayed. And with one point of touch, you can enlarge that or minimize it. And our visual timers will also deploy as well. So you can move these freely throughout the whiteboard by holding down the top of the blue bar, and you can move them around freely. And then we can also record our screen. So this is going to record the whole whiteboard, and it's also going to pick up my audio. So if teachers are sharing lessons, they can send out this way. Or if students are absent, this is a perfect way to get their lessons to them. So I can record the screen. And now it's recording. So I can show different ways of solving problems. And I can save that. It's automatically going to save to your file manager on your home screen. And you can open that file directly from the board. We also have split screen. So this is going to split the screen into 4 different panels. And I can choose up to 4 different colors on the panel at once. The nice part about this is I can't cross over into someone else's. So my work will stay over here and another student's will display right here. If I wanted to activate Split Plus, now this is one big whiteboard divided into 2. Within here, going back to my background, I can change the backgrounds on each side. I wanted grid paper on the left and a solid color on the right. I could do that. Or once again, I could pull in from my Google Drive.